What if the fear that's been holding you back is just an illusion you've been taught to believe? What if ancient wisdom, over 2,500 years old, held the key to unlocking courage and clarity in your everyday life? And what if today could be the beginning of a whole new mindset, one where fear no longer rules you, but reveals your strength? Now, imagine this: a life where fear no longer paralyzes you. A life where you meet each challenge not with panic, but with calm, clarity, and unwavering confidence. Seems far off? It's not, because the profound teachings of the Buddha, which have illuminated the path to peace for millions over millennia, offer practical, powerful tools to rewire the way you think and feel about fear. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 6 transformative Buddhist lessons that can help you stop running from fear and instead move through life with courage and wisdom. These are not just philosophical ideas, they are life tools. Tools to shift your perspective, calm your anxiety, and ultimately to set you free. Let's begin with the first powerful teaching: embrace impermanence. Known in Buddhism as anicca, the Buddha taught that everything in life is impermanent. Our thoughts, our emotions, our possessions, even our fears, none of them last forever. And yet, so often, we suffer because we try to hold on. We fear change. We panic at the thought of losing our job, our health, the people we love. We cling tightly to what we think should remain the same. But here's the truth: life is always changing. Nothing is fixed. Nothing lasts. When we resist this truth, we suffer. When we embrace it, we grow. The more attached we are to specific outcomes, the more we fear uncertainty. But anicca reminds us, pain, anxiety, and fear are not permanent states. Just like joy or sorrow, they pass. Everything flows. Everything shifts. When we truly understand this, something beautiful happens. We begin to let go of the illusion of control. We stop gripping so tightly to what must stay the same, and we start embracing life just as it is. Are you in a difficult moment right now? A challenge at work? A breakup? A restless mind? Remember this: this too shall pass. Every wave of discomfort is temporary. Every storm clears. Impermanence teaches us to live in the present, not in the fearful projections of the future. It reminds us that even if things are hard right now, they are not fixed. They are moving, evolving, even if slowly. So how can you begin to live this truth? Start by noticing the little changes around you. Watch how a flower blooms and withers, how the sky changes from day to night, how your emotions rise and fall. These are gentle reminders that nothing stays the same. And that's not a reason to fear, it's a reason to breathe easier. Up next, we'll explore a second lesson from the Buddha, one that will help you face fear, not with resistance, but with deep understanding. Previously, we discovered that embracing impermanence can help us loosen fear's grip by showing us that everything, good or bad, is temporary. Now, let's take that insight one step further. When you truly recognize the natural, ever-changing flow of life, something inside you begins to soften. You stop trying to freeze time or hold on to moments that are already slipping away. Instead, you start to accept your own changing circumstances with more grace and less resistance. The teaching of impermanence reminds us of a powerful truth. The present moment is all we really have. The past is memory. The future is imagination. But this moment, right here, right now, is real. It's where your life is actually happening. So, rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or anxious forecasts about the future, Bring your attention gently back to the now. Breathe, notice, listen. The more you anchor yourself in the present, the more you'll realize that even your fears are not permanent. They arise, they pass, and they lose power when you stop feeding them with attention. This leads us to the second lesson. See the illusion of fear. The Buddha taught that much of what we suffer is not real. It's illusion crafted by the mind, and fear is a prime example. Often, what we fear hasn't happened at all. It exists only in the form of what-ifs spinning in our imagination. Think about it. You're standing at the edge of a cliff. Your heart races, your palms are sweaty. But are you actually in danger? Number. You're simply imagining the worst-case scenario. Falling, failing, something going wrong. That fear isn't fact. It's just a thought. Your mind creates stories. It plays movies in your head that haven't happened and probably never will. But here's the powerful truth. Fear is a mental habit, not reality. And like any habit, it can be changed. Fear is like a shadow. It seems big until you shine the light of awareness on it. And then it vanishes. Every time you try something new, fear may show up. But don't mistake it for a warning sign that something is wrong. Often, it's the opposite. It means you're growing, stretching, stepping outside your comfort zone. Fear is not your enemy. It's a messenger, a teacher. It's trying to tell you, you're on the verge of something meaningful. So the next time fear knocks at your door, pause. Don't push it away. Look at it clearly. Say to yourself, this is just a thought. It's not the truth. I don't have to believe it. You are not the fear that visits you. You are the presence that observes it, the calm within the storm, the strength behind the trembling. When you see fear for what it really is, a fleeting illusion, it loses its power over you. And that realization leads us into the third teaching. Cultivate mindfulness, or sati. In the next section, we'll explore how mindfulness helps you break the cycle of reactive fear and brings you back to your inner stillness, even in the middle of chaos. Are you ready to go deeper? Let's continue. Previously, we explored how fear is often just a product of our imagination, an illusion we can choose to see through. Now let's discover how mindfulness not only changes our thoughts, but also transforms how we relate to fear in our own bodies. When fear arises, the first step is not to resist it. Simply notice it. Acknowledge what's happening without judgment. You might even give it a name. Oh, there's fear again. Oh, here comes that what-if voice. By gently labeling your thoughts without clinging to them, you begin to break the automatic loop of identification. Instead of being trapped inside fear, you become the observer of fear. This awareness creates a powerful inner space, one where you can consciously choose how to respond rather than react out of habit. And fear doesn't just stay in your mind, it often shows up in your body too. You may notice a racing heartbeat, tightness in your chest, shallow breathing, or sweaty palms. These are natural responses. They're signs that your nervous system is activated. But here's the shift. Instead of trying to push these sensations away, mindfulness invites you to sit with them, to observe them gently, without resistance. You don't need to fight your fear. You need to feel it, fully and clearly, without becoming overwhelmed by it. You might say to yourself, I feel a flutter in my chest. That's okay. My breath is shallow. I can notice that. And in doing so, your relationship with fear begins to change. You start to desensitize yourself to the very sensations that once triggered panic. The more you meet them with curiosity rather than avoidance, the less control they have over you. As the Buddha taught, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. When you learn to witness your fear, both the thoughts and the physical sensations, without reacting, you begin to reclaim your power. You are no longer fear's prisoner. You become its witness. And that shifts everything. This leads us to the fourth Buddhist insight. Understand the nature of suffering, or dukkha. In Buddhism, the concept of dukkha is central. It's often translated as suffering, but it also refers to the unease, dissatisfaction, or discontent we experience in life. Fear, anxiety, and worry are all forms of this suffering. They arise when we are faced with uncertainty, loss, or threat, whether real or imagined. But here's a powerful realization. Suffering is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is part of the universal human condition. Everyone suffers. Everyone fears. Everyone struggles. You are not broken for feeling fear. You are human. The Buddha taught that understanding the nature of suffering is the first step toward liberation. When we see fear as just one expression of life's suffering, not as something personal or shameful, it becomes far less intimidating. Have you ever thought you were the only one feeling this way? That everyone else was confident, fearless, and strong? The truth is, we all fear. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of rejection, even fear of death. But when you truly understand that fear is shared, not isolated, you stop taking it so personally. You begin to open your heart to others who are walking through fear too, and in that, the weight of fear begins to dissolve. From here, we arrive naturally at the fifth teaching, let go of attachment, or tanha. Previously, we explored how letting go of fear begins with releasing the attachments that make us feel dependent, vulnerable, and afraid. Now, let's look deeper into this idea and discover how releasing our grip on outcomes, control, and identity can truly liberate us. Attachment often begins with the subtle belief that something outside of us holds the key to our happiness or security. Whether it's a relationship, a job, a title, or even how others perceive us, we start to build our sense of self around these external things. And once we do, fear creeps in. We start fearing their loss. What if I lose this person? What if I fail and lose my status? What if things don't go the way I need them to? Suddenly, fear isn't just a feeling. It's a signal that our identity, our worth, or our safety is under threat. But here's the truth. Attachment creates insecurity. The more we cling to something, the more fragile we feel. And that constant fear of loss becomes a silent weight we carry every day. Letting go of attachment doesn't mean becoming cold, uncaring, or giving up all desires. It simply means we stop clinging. We stop letting external things define our inner peace. When we stop depending on people, outcomes, or possessions for our happiness, we begin to feel lighter, stronger, free. You're still allowed to love, to care deeply, to dream, but you do it without gripping so tightly. You begin to approach life with an open palm, not a clenched fist. This practice is called non-attachment, and it's often misunderstood. Non-attachment doesn't mean detachment or indifference. It means living with equanimity, the ability to stay grounded and balanced no matter what comes or goes. For example, if you're anxious about a big exam or project, non-attachment doesn't mean giving up or not caring about it. It means doing your best, without tying your peace of mind to the outcome. You take action without being consumed by result-driven anxiety. Another powerful layer to this is letting go of the need for control. Fear often arises when we try to micromanage life, desperate to control what happens next. But life isn't meant to be controlled, it's meant to be experienced. No matter how hard we try, we can't predict every outcome or avoid every uncertainty. And the more we try to control everything, the more overwhelmed and fearful we become. Non-attachment means accepting that life unfolds in its own rhythm. It means trusting the process, not because we know how it will end, but because we are strong enough to walk through it. This brings us to the final teaching in this journey. Cultivate patience, or khanti. In Buddhism, patience isn't just waiting. It's a deep strength, a spiritual endurance that helps you move through fear, uncertainty, and discomfort without losing your center. Fear often grows out of impatience. When we crave instant answers, quick solutions, or fast results, we become more vulnerable to fear. Why? Because life rarely moves at the speed we demand. We fear the unknown because we want clarity, now. We fear delay because we're afraid our goals will never be reached. We fear discomfort because we haven't learned to sit with it. But the Buddha taught that impatience feeds suffering, while patience dissolves it. When we cultivate patience, we create space for fear to settle, for wisdom to arise, and for peace to return. We stop rushing through discomfort and start allowing ourselves to grow through it. Patience teaches us that life unfolds in its own time, not ours. It shows us that we don't need to control every twist and turn. We just need to stay present, do our part, and trust the unfolding path. It also helps us face fear without resistance. Fear, like all emotions, is temporary. But when we panic and try to push it away, it tightens its grip. Patience allows us to breathe through fear, observe it, and wait as it passes, because it will. Most importantly, patience with ourselves is essential. So much fear is born from self-judgment. What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if I disappoint others? But patience reminds us, growth takes time. Learning is messy. Setbacks are part of the path. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep walking with gentleness and courage. By practicing these 6 timeless teachings, embracing impermanence, seeing through illusion, cultivating mindfulness, understanding suffering, letting go of attachment, and embracing patience, you can begin to transform your relationship with fear. You no longer need to run from it. You can sit with it, learn from it, grow beyond it. Fear isn't your enemy. It's a doorway to deeper peace, clarity, and strength. If this video has helped shift your perspective even a little, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your journey matters, and you have the power to live a life beyond fear, filled with freedom, peace, and courage. Thank you for watching. May your path be calm, your heart be strong, and your fear be gently transformed.